What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Good Kraken Death Ratio podcast. Today is episode 4. It is Tuesday, March 5th, and I am your host, Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude. The Dude. The 5-star man. Like the inevitable one. The 5-swipe man, as I've been called before. The invisible one.
That's you.
The outer space fighting squirrel dude. That guy. I'm also joined today by the voiceless one, Shark Daddy himself, Ernell Pearson, aka Ocean Shrine. How you doing, baby?
Shark Daddy for Prez 2024. I am not quite as voiceless today as I was yesterday. I am having to speak a little softer than usual. My apologies, everybody, if I'm a little quieter than I usually am. But I got to practice good vocal rest practices. So, hey, he's returned. Garrick's returned. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna do the best I can today.
His focus is fucking with him. There he goes.
There you go.
Isn't it funny how it's just like you just put your hand there and it's like, oh hey, it fixes itself all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we're also joined today by the cherry blossom hunk himself, Garrick Bartholomew Eakin. How you doing, Mr. Vermilion Beard?
My tummy hurts.
Yeah. Did you just shotgun that out? Was it just like a hot snake?
No, dude. I couldn't poop. It's even worse. I wish I could have shotgunned it out, bro. I would have even gripped the bowl and just ha-da! But no, I didn't know such luck, dude.
You know what would have helped?
I got the tummy. I know it's called constipation, but I prefer to call it the anti-diarrhea because that's better. Yeah, I got the anti-diarrhea.
Do you have a bidet? I was gonna say, just give yourself a light enema real quick. It'll flow.
I do have one. I actually don't have it hooked up yet, though. I haven't gotten around to that. I've been kind of lazy.
It's really easy. It's really
I know.
easy.
I just haven't done it.
It'll take you like 10 minutes.
Put it away.
I know.
You know what I mean? You don't need it.
Yeah. I need to get a new one, actually. I broke mine.
Good.
Yeah. You know how I broke it? I just like dropped the lid a little too far. Like instead of setting it down, I just dropped it.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, I'll get a new one.
You know, you can't just break by using a toilet paper. That's always there. It's always there.
Listen, I like good hygiene or no, so not like you heathens that only wash your butt when you shower.
Who wipe their ass correctly also have just fine hygiene, but that's fine.
Yeah, but like it doesn't get everything all the time. It just doesn't. And you know that.
What showers are for, dog.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't always have time to shower. You know, what if it's just like the middle of the
day?
day?
Your whole body. You know what I mean?
No, you just bidet your butthole, and then it's great. Speaking of bidets, by the way, I got my blue drink here.
Oh God!
So, which we failed to mention yesterday when we were talking about drinks, that Baja Blast is indeed a blue drink.
Is it? Or is it a green drink,
bro? Hot take. I objectively think
Garrick doesn't like
Baja Blast is trash. I don't like Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
I don't like Mountain Dew. I think Mountain Dew is a garbage soda.
That's fine. I don't like regular Mountain Dew. I don't. I really don't.
I do.
But that's fine that you do, and that's fine that Garrick doesn't like Mountain Dew at all.
It's got its demographic. It's just not me.
Yeah, I tried regular Mountain Dew not too long ago.
You know, I've been in a stable relationship for almost a decade, and there's no holes in my wall.
I mean, there's no holes in my walls either.
Thank you, Jag. Jag says regular Mountain Dew fucks. So does Code Red. Thank you.
Code Red is pretty good. I like Livewire.
I think I remember liking it as a teenager. I think it was just one of those, you know, how like your taste buds rearranged and you just don't like some things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one of those because I loved trying like all the new flavors and stuff as when I was a youth.
Yeah. I never had that airy one that they did for a little bit.
An Aryan one? Is that what you said?
I said berry.
Whoa, berry. I was like,
Aryan one?
Oh, fuck me, dude. Good God, man. What is the Aryan
We're
soda,
out
dude?
here talking about Mountain Dew.
Wow. Where's BJ Blastowicz? Where's BJ Blastowicz when you need him to kick some ass now?
What does the Aryan soda look like?
I don't know. What does it look like, Ernell? Let me know when you find it.
I don't know. You can't.
I
Never mind.
I
I'm not
picture
gonna.
it with, I don't know, white with a blue cap.
Oh, very nicely done, sir.
You know,
Nicely done.
it's probably
I actually
like
had to think really hard about that.
That was
it's
good. That
probably
was
a
good.
blonde
Racist,
ale.
but-
It's probably in a white can with
A
a blue
blonde
cap,
ale.
and it's a blonde ale.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
as bad.
Yeah. But guys, we're not talking about blonde ales because today we're talking about as it was written, composing yourself to be an asshole. And how's it going, son? Did you catch them all? Because this is Good Kraken's Death Ratio, your choice for all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're into that, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, tell them, Garrick.
No, Prime Gaming.
Prime
Don't do that.
Gaming.
Don't do that to me ever again.
You also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help us game with you even more. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Death Ratio and leaving a review there. Voiceless one,
Sir.
we got some critical hits for you guys. Our podcasts
Bang, bang, bang.
are now available on all your streaming platforms. Once again, we are going to keep reminding you at least till the end of March. But yeah, guys, Death Ratio, Shipwreck Show, 20,000 Films Under the Sea, and much more are all available to you right on your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify's, your things and stuff. Those other ones that people barely use because they're like web browsers on your computer. Or if you have an Android, I forgot the name of them. I don't know, Anchor, whatever.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Anchor?
It's a podcast thing.
And Anchor is what we were using for years.
Oh, that's I haven't used that in a while.
Yeah. They should come out with a phone. I'm kidding. No, they shouldn't.
Dungeon Key was on.
Yeah. But yeah, go look up the podcasts, rate them. Like, please rate them.
Rate them
5 stars.
Them. Yeah, do all the things.
Yeah.
Do all the things.
Talk about how much you love Ernell's junk in his trunk. You know, even though you never see it on the podcast, but talk about it.
I'm glad you took it that direction, not saying junk in their trunk or something. You know what I mean? Like that would have been a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do follow us and rate those podcasts, we may give you exclusive access to Ernell's OnlyFans.
No, that costs money. That costs money.
Again, exclusive access.
Unfortunately,
for the amount of $9.99 per month.
Unfortunately, there's no OnlyFans Twitch integration. So
it's on Anchor. Guys, the newest episode of the Shipwreck Show, that would be episode 109, is on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. Go watch it. It was a fun one. Blue drink forever.
Fuck off. Oh my God, man.
And also join our Discord for more discussions, gaming, and watch parties. Come hang out. There's more people means more things, and more things means more stuff, and more stuff means you have stuff. So yeah.
Well said.
Thanks,
Question
sir.
mark?
Very deep. Very deep, man.
I thought really hard about that one, you know, just like I really had to embody it.
Real deep, dude. Yeah.
Roll with it.
Great job.
I had to work my inner Shakespearean talent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that.
Garrick.
That was awesome.
Garrick, can you tell the people what we got here next?
I sure can, Devin. Well, we have some things that we'd like to discuss with y'all. We only got like a minute to do it. So we're going to be headed to our Meta Minute Talk about some new
Meta minute.
Screen
shake.
Yeah, pretend we have cool stuff there.
We're getting there. We're working on it. Xander had some cool stuff. He's got to figure out the
Yeah, I
sounds
saw
for
those.
it.
I saw those.
Yeah, they're coming along.
I'll just make all the noises. I'll be like, pew, pew, pew,
just like that. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Garrick, can you take it away with the first news story we got today?
I sure can. Because Dune Awakening gets new gameplay trailer revealing Unreal Engine 5. Arrakis in Dune Direct. This is coming from Taylor Lyles at IGN. We already knew that Norwegian game developer Funcom is working on an open-world survival MMO game set in the Dune universe. And today, the developer has provided a new look at Dune Awakening, including a glimpse into Arrakis alongside gameplay footage. As part of Dune Direct, a nearly 25-minute digital showcase to provide new details on Dune Awakening, Funcom concluded the presentation with a new gameplay trailer subtitled Survive Arrakis. The trailer, which you can check out on YouTube, is visually stunning. Powered by Epic's Unreal Engine 5, it's crazy to have Epic's name at the front of that. The latest trailer for Dune Awakening shows the extreme conditions on planet Arrakis, from the harsh climate to gigantic sandworms emerging from the sand and evading hostile enemies. The gameplay trailer also leans into the survival aspects of Awakening, showing snippets of your playable character gathering materials and finding various ways of traversing the massive open world. In addition to the trailer, IGN can exclusively reveal 2 new screenshots. The first shows some of the game's particle effects in action. The second, I'm having a hard time. The second is shows off the lighting and other aspects of Dune Awakening's character design. Funcom also released a host of other screenshots showing off Dune Awakening's world, as well as a featurette titled Creating World, which chronicles its journeys from book to movie to game. It includes interviews with its development team interspersed with the movie that reveals how Funcom brought the forbidding world of Arrakis to life. The rest of the Dune Direct details Dune Awakening's survival mechanics and other elements, while creative director Joel Bylos explaining they really need to proofread their shit. Explaining how it takes on the base building from Conan Exiles and builds on it, with a special emphasis on sharing blueprints between different players. He also discusses the ways in which players will be able to learn abilities from the great schools of the universe, including becoming a Bene Gesserit and being able to compel enemies to come closer to you so you can stab them with a knife. As for sandworms, Bylos says they are more of a tension mechanic. There's no way to kill them. They can only be avoided. However, you can lure them into your enemies or friends, or simply avoid them using an ornithopter. Bylos also says that Funcom has been running betas for Dune Awakening for several months now, with the intention of bringing even more players in over time. However, he says that Funcom has no intention of rushing it out the door, saying that it takes as long as it takes. Players hoping to sign up for one of the closed betas can do so on the game's official website.
I went and signed up for the beta today.
Oh, yeah, I did so after the trailer as well. I think I might have done so before, but I haven't gotten in yet. This game looks stunning. I think this is it's the perfect time for a game like this to come out. My biggest concern is that it'll just end up being Conan Exiles with a Dune skin wrapped on it. But it does look like they're spending a lot of time. I did tune into the Direct myself, and they're spending a lot of time directly working with Frank Herbert's estate and with Legendary Pictures. Like, they're directly sharing assets. And they've had to get special permissions to do a couple of things so that it all makes sense cohesively in the game. So it sounds like they're actively trying really hard to really stick to the lore as much as gameplay makes sense. And so that leaves me hopeful.
I heard that they were also working with the actual film team too, as well, to keep the lore accurate and cross-referencing with the films, so that way they can kind of blend together.
That's what their Legendary Pictures interaction is they've been sharing assets directly, so that like when they like the armor designs and the way they're choosing to interpret that in the film is being used in the game. I think the biggest difference is the sandworms being used aren't the film version of the sandworms.
Yeah, the worms are different. Their like nose piece across their face is different.
So
they have the tri-jaw like the older
Tremors.
movie ones do. Yeah.
So in that, I don't know if you guys caught it, but in the direct they were talking about that, and they said the bigger worms, like the Shai Hulud, like godlike worms, are the ones with just the complete open mouths. They don't have the tri-tips.
Yeah, it seems like there was more than one sandworm, because I did see screenshots of another sandworm. So I don't think they scrapped it. I don't think that's what they were showing off.
Sure.
Yeah. They're probably gonna have different tiers and different kinds, which would make sense for like an MMO survival.
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see like what other kind of creatures they implement, or like the spirits that they talk about, in the movies and stuff like that. I'm really interested to see what they do. And like what kind, like if you can choose a background of like what house you come from, or if you're like a scoundrel.
They've already said that you can ally yourself with one of the great houses and essentially work yourself to being like that house's next great leader. Do you guys think this is going to come out this year?
No,
I don't think so either.
I think this is 2025. Yeah. I think this is going to be.
It is slated for next gen console as well as PC.
Yeah, I hope it's crossplay. I hope it's going to be crossplay too.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
I'm going to play the shit out of this on PC. Like it's all said and done.
Oh yeah, this is as long as they continue to pique my interest with showing good polish and gameplay mechanics, this will be a day one buy for me on PlayStation 5.
Yeah. What about you, Ernell?
No, there's no fucking chance it's coming out this year. No fucking way.
No. Well, yeah.
I will say, that. It is a fucking rad looking game. I'm excited for them to get into any sort of fucking live service or MMO style like game in this universe and this world specifically. Because especially coming off, Dune Part 2 and us experiencing that, like what a better fucking time to announce this game and it's like full, liveliness, if you will, to the masses. I think that there's obviously a lot of excitement for a game like this in this universe, and let them cook, man. Let them cook. I'd rather,
as it was written.
As it was written.
It takes as long as it takes. Don't. If you need to delay the game or whatever, like we don't even have a release date, so they no need to delay. Just keep developing. We're good.
Yep, I'm okay with it. We have a lot of games.
I'm tired of half-baked shit anyways.
Same.
Big retweet, man.
And I think after recent releases, it makes them even go,
I'll just keep playing Helldivers. I'll just keep playing Helldivers. Y'all good. Cook.
Yeah. Speaking of getting cooked, there's some unfortunate news that came out here. And I think we need to address this. Guys, Destiny and Halo composer is running for Congress. And this comes from Levi Winslow over at Kotaku. Video games and Washington politics are converging in a way you might not have had on your 2024 bingo card. Marty O'Donnell, the composer behind Bungie's Destiny and Halo games, has announced his campaign for the U.S. House of Representatives in Nevada's 3rd Congressional District on March 3rd as a Republican, challenging the current Democratic incumbent Susie Lee. O'Donnell declared his bid for the congressional seat on Twitter in a post championing, quote, the traditional family and securing America's borders from the, quote, millions of people coming in. In a March 3rd YouTube video that's the world's simplest iMovie presentation, O'Donnell said there needs to be, quote, less lawyers and more composers in politics. No, there doesn't. A position I've literally never heard before. Quote, our country is going in the wrong direction, O'Donnell says in the video. Toxic divisions are tearing our families and society apart. I want to help bring sanity and civility to the public discussion. And so today I'm announcing my candidacy as a Republican to represent the 3rd Congressional District in the state of Nevada. In an interview with GamesBeat, O'Donnell spoke about his motivations for getting into politics, describing himself as both a boomer and a federalist. Ugh. Despite never wanting to be a politician, he felt like vying for a congressional seat was a civic duty, primarily because he found himself yelling at the news lately. Some positions he's running on include closing the middle class wage gap, stamping out the crisis at the border, and establishing a government that stands up for families. Quote, I've spent my entire career working with people who are pretty left to center, O'Donnell told GamesBeat, and I can have constructive conversations with those people. We don't demonize each other. Things that sound quite different in his official Discord server, though, where his supporters, known as the Marty Army, gathered to chat about his campaign. In Discord, screenshots shared on Twitter, O'Donnell didn't answer a user's question on his stance regarding gender expression and queer rights, but he did say that the government should enforce stronger laws to prevent more undocumented aliens from entering the country. Elsewhere, he explained that Israel is the only democratic country in the Middle East and has the right to defend itself, referencing the current atrocities happening in Gaza. Kotaku has reached out to O'Donnell for comment. Whether he wins or not, O'Donnell said that he'll vote for former President Donald Trump in November, telling GamesBeat that America enjoyed a secure border and no inflation while the Orange Man was in office. But no matter who takes the Oval Office, O'Donnell said that he'll work with them because that's what voters expect. Back in 2014, O'Donnell made headlines after being fired from Bungie. He subsequently sued the company for unpaid benefits and the loss of company stock and received a settlement for the following year.
Fuck this guy.
Fuck him. Like, fuck you, Marty.
Fuck this
you,
guy.
Marty.
Fuck you,
Dude,
this asshole.
I defended you, motherfucker.
Piece of fucking
You're a
shit,
piece
man.
of shit. Fuck you. I hope you see this.
Like,
I hope you see this. And
yeah,
fuck
dude,
your Marty Army. You fucking
We're happy
incels.
that you're gone from Bungie. We're happy that you're gone from Halo. Like, we're happy that you're gone. Nobody misses you. You and like your little fanboy ass cult. Nobody's gonna vote for your stupid ass. You're literally a nobody. You're gonna remain a nobody. You're never gonna get into political office. Your stance is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
fuck you.
This is wildly disappointing, man. I mean, like like we didn't. First off,
wow,
we defended him. We fucking defended this guy.
Who does
crisis?
Who does this dude think he is? You know what I mean? Like, who does, like, we saw Jesse Ventura run for a political position fucking many moons ago, many moons ago, and people were kind of like, wow, that's crazy. But he had like a massive following going into that, massive fucking following. We saw Arnold Schwarzenegger come in to be a senator as well. Massive following, huge fucking following, renowned around the world. You know what I'm saying? We saw Donald Trump run for president. And regardless how you feel about the fucking guy, everyone knew who fucking Donald Trump was. Everyone knew who he was. Martin O'Donnell has 135,000 subscribers on his YouTube. I don't know. I don't know who this guy thinks he is. That he's just gonna like jump in here. This to me beats of like, oh, if they can't do it, then I will. But then
I'll throw my hat in the ring.
I'll do it. Then if they can't do it, then just do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes in and just fucking fails. Like, like this is just insane to me. This guy's showing his whole fucking ass for the world by running for a political position that he has no business running for. No business. He has zero political knowledge outside of what he's been fucking Kool-Aid spoon-fed on the fucking internet, obviously, through fucking 4chan forums and other random Facebook pages that, you know, are supported by Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson and all this other bullshit. And now he just sits here every night with his wife jerking it because she won't have sex with him because he's actually a fucking asshole. He yelled at their waitress last night at the restaurant, and she knows, his wife knows, that he's a fucking asshole. But he refuses to admit it. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of guy this guy is. That's the kind of guy
exactly
that Marty O'Donnell is.
Also, just if you support Israel at all, go rot.
I can't. I mean, that's the pretty fucking Republican stance. It's not, none of this is surprising. The second that I realized that he was running for a Republican position, and then they said, you know, the borders issues, the Palestinian conflict issues, undocumented aliens from America, none of that was surprising. None of it was fucking surprising. No. I was like, yeah, no, beat for beat, that is literally what every single fucking Republican is going to say. And the fact that we can sit here and even just verbatim, just repeat every single one of his fucking policies is the problem here. If you're going to run for a political position,
time and time again,
if you're going to run for a political position, please, God, please try not to just be the political position trope. You know, maybe offer something different to your political party. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to try to run, maybe it would make sense to, I don't know, not just say the same shit that they've been saying for the past fucking 8 years. Instead of wasting your fucking time. Did you guys see the video that I posted? That was his video. He posted that fucking video with just the words on the black screen. And then this stupid little fucking stock Premiere Pro glitter thing that went across the screen at the very end. Are you fucking kidding me? Did his daughter make this for him? Like, this is like 13-year-old daughter. Like, graphic design's my passion. Like, his daughter, like,
he's gonna take whatever campaign funds he gets and runs. Fuck him. Let's fuck him.
Yeah, yep. Fuck him. Let's move on.
Yep. More great news. EA to lay off around 670 workers, sunsetting games. I hate that word. I hate the word sunsetting. Moving away from future licensed IP. This is coming from Rebecca Valentine at IGN. Electronic Arts has announced that it too is undergoing mass layoffs with plans to let go of 5% of its global staff, or roughly 670 individuals. In a note today sent to staff, CEO Andrew Wilson said that EA is reacting to accelerating industry transformation where people needs and motivations and changed significantly. Crucially, EA also said that it is moving away from the development of future licensed IP. EA has currently several confirmed Star Wars and Marvel games in development, including a third Jedi game, Black Panther, and Iron Man. We've since learned that EA is canceling Respawn's Star Wars FPS, which was announced last year but had not yet been fully revealed. According to Wilson, EA will double down on owned IP, sport, and massive online communities, quote. While Wilson did not provide details on which games would be sunset, EA has already announced it would be shutting down 2 mobile games, F1 Mobile Racing and MLB Tap Sports. This greater focus will allow us to drive creativity, accelerate innovation, and double down on our biggest opportunities, including our owned IP, sports, and massive online communities to deliver the entertainment players want today and tomorrow. Lastly, we are streamlining our community operations to deliver deeper and more connected experiences for fans everywhere that build community, shape culture, and grow fandom. Wilson wrote, IGN understands that these layoffs will impact a number of teams across EA, largely affecting support teams. While some developers will also be impacted, EA largely hopes to move them off of canceled projects and onto other teams. Per Wilson, these changes are already being communicated and will largely, quote, be completed by early next quarter. I understand that this will create uncertainty and be challenging for many, but who have worked with such dedication and passion and have made important contributions to our company, wrote Wilson. While not every team will be impacted, this is the hardest part of these changes, and we have deeply considered every option to try and limit impacts to our teams. Our primary goal is to provide team members with the opportunities to find new roles and paths to transition onto other projects. Where that's not possible, we will support and work with each colleague with the utmost attention, care, and respect. This
EA
fucking
doing
sucks.
shitty EA things again.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, not surprising.
This sucks.
EAL here. Oof,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yep. I do want to note on this topic, I'm not even gonna go over the article at all, but I did come across another article from Game Rant where Larian Studios has publicly put out that laid off developers, please send in their applications and resumes to the studio. They're trying to hire up some, and I know there's some other companies that have done the same thing.
There are
after
a
all these
few that have
layoffs.
gotten some success in the last few years that
Mhm.
have that opportunity, but I think
Mhm.
there's like 3 or 4 of them in the whole industry that have that
Yeah, that have that power right now.
leeway right now. Yeah.
But it is good to see some studios, extending, a branch out to everybody and like, hey, like, please apply for us. Like, I'm sure they're getting flooded and have no idea how to sift through it. And really, there's only going to be a handful of people.
Like they're only going to be able to hire so many.
But at least there's a resource out there for it. I do know there's another website. I can't remember what it's called, but DLC has been promoting it a lot, the DLC podcast, about for people to go in and submit their resumes and stuff like that to get relief for losing their jobs and stuff. Let's see if I can find that. But
I think there's one part of this article that I think it's the way it was phrased. I hated it so much because it's such a shitty indicator of where the industry is right now. It's like right at the beginning of the article. It's just like, so in a note today sent to staff, CEO Andrew Wilson said that EA is reacting to, quote unquote, accelerating industry transformation where player needs and motivations and change significantly. That's such a bullshit take, man. Accelerated industry transformation means you're just seeing that everybody else is laying motherfuckers off, so you're doing the same thing.
Yep.
You're like, this is acceptable, air quote, this is acceptable from a business standpoint in the industry right now, so we're going to follow suit with everybody else. Dude, this is not going to stop. This is going to continue to happen in every other industry. Like, they've started to do now is basically just preface their layoffs. Like, they're just putting up press releases before they pull the trigger rather than after. That's the only thing that's changed because of this.
And it's so fucked up too. You're stressing out and ruining the morale of your whole company. It's a shitty thing either way, but it would almost be better if they didn't fucking put out a press release beforehand and they just fucking did it, because like granted, it still sucks like a lot, but like you're going to stress out everybody and everybody's going to be scared they're losing their jobs. And this can really fuck with people's mental health. Like, even if they're not getting laid off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is this continues to massively impact the industry, and there's so much uncertainty. And like, I don't understand why the fuck does EA think they have the place right now as a developer and a publisher to back away from future IPs. The fuck is wrong with you guys? Who the fuck abandons future IP projects? That is the most bonehead ass shit I've ever heard in my life. They're like, nah. We're gonna keep this safe little handful of projects like Call of Duty that we've been basically publishing into the ground for the last fucking whatever. Are they not Call of Duty? Not, but but they have fucking sports games that are okay. MLB The Show or whatever the fuck. That's literally just been the same game for the last decade and a half. With just more online features, with more online features and monetization added in year after year after year. But you guys think that's going to sustain your company for the next fucking generation of gamers? You're so wrong. And if you think, oh my God, and if you're banking on Star Wars, you're stupider than I fucking thought, EA. Like, don't bank on a Star Wars game. Don't bank on a Star Wars game. Don't bank on a Marvel game either. Half of those are dog shit too. Like, what are you doing? You're putting your eggs in all the fucking wrong baskets, and then you go, we've got room to lay people off. You guys think you got it figured out, but you fucking don't.
This makes me really scared for like the future of like Mass Effect and Dragon Age and stuff like that too. Because like that BioWare knows that they have to put out like something good, and that's why they've been
What
working
shooter
on...
did EA have? I know it wasn't Call of Duty.
It's Battlefield.
They have Battlefront. Thank you.
Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield.
And
Sorry.
Battlefront. And
They have
Battlefront.
Battlefront too, but Battlefield.
Yeah.
But that was the one I was thinking of, not Call of Duty. Sorry, I had to come back and I was like, what the fuck was I talking? What did I actually mean? But anyways,
Yeah. Battlefield is better than Call of Duty in my opinion. I will say that.
You weren't saying that when it first came out.
But that's not. EA can't just they really think they can just ride those
shut down the
IPs for
studio,
the rest
too.
of forever.
They shut down the studio that made the recent Battlefield. They did that. Yeah.
DICE? Didn't DICE make the recent Battlefield?
It was a different studio now. I think it got turned into
I think
something else.
DICE did. I think maybe DICE did Battlefield 1.
I think the last one they did was Battlefield 5. Yeah. And then it was like a different studio with a
Damn. Yeah, what the hell are you doing, EA?
I don't know.
What the hell?
EA has always been my least favorite publisher. So
me too.
So
this is just some EA doing EA shit.
So to make sure that we're coming in correct here, it is not the ones that did the most recent Battlefield. It was the guys that were supposed to be doing the next Battlefield that are responsible for the single player campaigns. They got shut down.
So they just cut that. They basically just snipped it before it even started.
They basically said
they're like, we're not even going to put a campaign in.
Yeah, they just basically said no more campaigns for Battlefield. Yeah, which is fucking.
Which just sucks.
God, that's so stupid, man. And then they had the audacity to cancel Anthem, man. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, that is still a travesty. Dude, Anthem 2.0 was supposed to be so good. It was supposed to be so fucking good.
It makes me upset to literally think about that game.
I wish I would have played it.
I mean, you could still play it. It's still like has all the features and everything.
Yeah,
and it's still a fun game to play through.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see how that goes for me.
Fuck you, EA.
You almost said it no. You almost said it no.
We're just dishing out fuck you tonight.
You almost said it no.
I did almost, and then it was like one of those things where I was like skipping my words for a second. And,
That's okay. It wouldn't be the first time someone said that to me this week.
I've said it to you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said it to you this week.
Yeah, I literally had 4 other guys say that to me for the past week and a half. So it's okay. It was my fault, though. It was my fault. I started it.
That checks out. That checks out.
100% checks out. Helldivers 2 devs tease the upcoming launch of its first mech, the Exo 45 Patriot. This comes from Darren Bonthoys over at GameSpot, and I've actually got a quick gameplay video of someone who found a server that is dropping both the mech suit as well as the wonderful brand new warthog looking guys.
Dude, the ACPs, bro.
The ACPs, dog. Yep. Helldivers 2 developer Arrowhead has shared a sneak peek at its new mech exosuit before it starts enforcing democracy on the planets surrounding Super Earth, and it's expected to be arriving quote unquote soon in the game. From official Helldivers 2 Twitter, quote, Helldivers, the Exo 45 Patriot exosuits are in full production in the factories of Tien Quan, ready for deployment on the battlefield soon, end quote. Veterans of the first Helldivers game will be very familiar with the concept of exosuits, as several of these could be called down during battle. The XO-44 Walker was armed with the MG-11 minigun and the 8 anti-infantry homing missiles. The XO-48 Obsidian had twin 20mm autocannons, and the XO-51 Lumberer had a flamethrower equipped to finish off anything still surviving after being hit with its 90mm cannon. The new XO-45 Patriot looks like a reliable fighter in a middle to long range engagements, as it has what appears to be a missile pod on its left side and a minigun on the right. If these new exosuits are anything like the original models, expect to need plenty of clearance space when calling one in, as they made a big impact in the original game. A few other stratagems have snuck into Helldivers 2 recently, as players have reported using these powerful abilities in Helldivers 2 ahead of their formal release. Helldivers 2 has a game master, and the architect of some of the most brutal campaigns in the game may be using recruits to test out these abilities before they roll out to other players. Meanwhile, Elgato's Stream Deck has become the go-to tool for quickly calling in stratagems, as mapping the commands for a bunker buster bomb to a single button helps take some stress out of the fight for liberty.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna jump forward here because I did see
they're like the way they're pushing forward, like the progression of this game, and the fact that it's just playing out like a fucking D&D campaign, and like you're getting back end news from like social media sites and from like their Discord, and like they're giving you like different updates, and you get like little tidbits in game that feed you little things. Dude, there's so many cool like little bits and things going on right now. Like the mechs are gonna be so fucking rad.
This is we're seeing on the screen
look at them
right
taking
now.
out
This is pretty fucking rad, dude. This is pretty fucking rad, man. This is
dude.
nuts.
This game is just getting better and better and better as it goes on, and I cannot wait for this stuff to come out. And you know what the best part is? This isn't going to be paid DLC or anything. This is just going to be a part of the game. You know what I mean?
Nope,
it's just part of the game.
No, I think what's the best part of this is that they're kind of just picking random servers to allow this stuff to be randomly available to anyone to just test it out and try. Like I've been seeing some videos on Twitter of random people getting drops. They're dropping in and they're realizing, oh shit, I have this stratagem for this new thing that I've never tried before. They throw it and it's like 8 fucking lasers in one. And it's just like, it's insane to me that like
there's so much leak shit floating around right now.
Yeah, a lot of leaked shit, but it's really, really cool to me, like to see them just kind of be like, hey, not only is this going to be free, but we're going to kind of like drip feed this to some of you guys. You guys are going to be able to drop into a mission and just try it for a mission. You know what I'm saying? See how you like it to get your hype up. So that way, you know, oh, I'm going to start saving up my fucking bucks for this because that shit was tight, right? Like, or even better, you go and try to jump in the mech suit and you find out that, well, no, this is way too clunky for me. I fucking hate this. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like the argument that we've been having for Xbox Game Pass for all these years now, is that it's nice to just kind of get a taste at no cost. You know what I'm saying? Like having just like the barrier of entry be virtually non-existent to try something that's really, really fucking cool is genius. And more games need to fucking do it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see where this goes. And I hope this sets a precedent for other games that are coming out, you know? Be really cool to see people take some inspiration from this style of gameplay.
Helldivers 2, doing it right, man. Doing it right, man.
Love spreading me some democracy.
God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
God damn it.
Feels good, man.
Yeah.
Feels good diving into hell.
Yep. Guys, we got some games coming out this week. And, starting today. Quilts and Cats of Calico. This is on PC. It is out.
It sounds
today.
Cozy.
Yep, sounds like cozy game. You know what's also out today? The Outlast Trials for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S,
boys.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
That
is out today.
We got to play that, boys.
We got to. Maybe that might be splash damage next week. So
we might have to. I mean, I know it's not. I know it's not a free game, but I think it might be cheap. It might be cheap.
Yeah,
$40.
$40.
40.
Okay.
Yeah. Out on March 7th, we have As Dusk Falls coming to PS5 and PlayStation 4.
Very nice.
And then March 7th,
we never finished that shit.
We didn't. We need to.
Yep. On March 7th, we have Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley. Moomin Valley. And that is going to be on Switch and PC. Also looks like a cozy game. On March 7th, we also have the Pirate Queen A Forgotten Legend on Quest 3, Quest 2, and PC. Little VR game for y'all.
Oh,
Oh,
VR
that's a
game.
porn game.
Probably sex with Hitler. Kidding. You can have your blonde ale while you play it.
Jesus.
Aka R on PS5, PlayStation VR 2.
What the fuck did you just call me?
Akar.
As it was written, Aka R. I don't know how. That comes out March 8th. Sorry, I don't know what your game is. I'm sorry. Then on March 8th, we have Unicorn Overlord coming out on PS5,
Yes.
Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and Switch.
That game is not what you think it is just based on the name. It is nothing. It is an anime as fuck game, dude. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It looks wild as fuck. And then with the shimmering smiling face of Brock Lesnar, we have WWE 2K24 coming out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC March 8th as well.
Goddamn, baby. What a week.
What
a week.
Yeah. After all that WWE news came out, the developers were super quick to get rid of the problematic people involved with that.
Fun. Yeah. You could assume that was the case.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The only game I will probably pick up out of this, probably Outlast Trials. Yeah,
I'll get Outlast Trials for sure.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if we're trying to play that together, I'm mega down to give it a swing.
Yeah. I like the idea of a horror multiplayer game like that. It sounds fun.
Not enough of those.
Yep. Arc. Or no.
As it was written.
As it was written, it is also time to go into the end game.
Muddy.
He is so humble.
As it was written.
The prophet is humble. Guys, we're talking about the state of Pokemon and the franchise altogether. Mainly about
Pokemon.
Video game stuff.
Mainly
about the video stand.
Yeah, because they had their direct recently.
Mm-hmm. And Ernell, I'd like to start off with you. If you can give us your thoughts on this open forum discussion that we have.
So, okay. Pokemon is interesting in my perspective because I have probably arguably the least amount of skin in this game in regards to this conversation.
Unless
However,
it's Vaporeon.
There's a lot of skin. No, I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ. However, I do see the perspective about Pokemon from a variety of my friends and the people in my life that have wildly different takes on how much they're either enjoying or not enjoying Pokemon within that spectrum. I personally have not been very fully happy with a Pokemon game since probably Emerald, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Ruby was the last one I really truly enjoyed.
Is the last one that truly brought joy to my life outside of arguably Pokemon Go for that first, year that I was playing.
Yeah, that was short-lived too.
Yeah, and like it's interesting because now Pokemon's in this weird state that you can tell they're trying to. I feel like Pokemon's trying to please everybody, and that is kind of becoming their downfall a little bit. Instead of just like saying, "Hey, this is what Pokemon is now. You're either with it or you're not," and just fucking full on leaning in that direction and committing to it. They're instead saying, hey, let's split this into 3, 4, 5 different things and people can decide which one of those things they really like. And so because of such, none of them are quite up to scuff because they're just constantly like splitting their energy across all these different things all the time, and it feels like none of them are what exactly we want them to be. Let alone none of them are up to par of what a Pokemon game should be in the year of our Lord 2024. Because Devin has talked about it before. Sword and Shield, very, very not great. The even most recent ones, what was that fucking Shining
Scarlet
Diamond?
and Violet. Yeah, this
Scarlet and Violet, yeah.
That shit
Jesus
was not
Christ,
good.
what a fucking mess, man. What a mess, dude. Arceus was fun for what it was.
Cool concept.
Yeah, it was cool for what it was, and honestly, that is the direction I hope they continue to lean into. Like, if they do decide to double down on anything, that is where I hope they double down on, because it is a great beginning to a formula that I think that could find them a whole lot of success if they just really commit to doing that. But they won't. And that's the bummer part of this conversation, is that the state of the Pokemon franchise, Devin, is disarray. The Pokemon franchise is just greatly in disarray. I think that they don't really know what they want to do. I don't even think that Pokemon's that interested in being a video game franchise anymore, to be honest with you. I don't think that they're that concerned about it anymore. Which is a bummer, because most of Pokemon's popularity came from being the little, video game that we could take around our pockets everywhere. If we weren't at home watching the fucking animated show, and having them sort of say like, yeah, we'll figure out the games when we figure them out, is just very disheartening in a world where we're just like, we're getting so many good games now, so many good games, that I just don't feel the need to spend money on a Pokemon game anymore. It's just like, I have to me, like, I see like these new Pokemon games come out, and I'm like, cool, I get to be introduced to 100 new Pokemon that I'm not going to fucking memorize. I'm not going to have any idea what they do. I'm not going to have any idea like why they're cool. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, it's like they're just gonna come out with another one in a few years, and it's gonna be the same thing over again. The game's just not gonna run fucking great, and it's just, I don't know, man. It just, like, to me, it's a bummer coming from loving Pokemon as a child to now being an adult, where I'm now getting things like, I don't know, a remake of one of my favorite video games of all fucking time, being apparently a 10 out of 10 video game experience. And then we finally got Pokemon Arceus, this open world Pokemon game that's everything that we've wanted a Pokemon game to fucking be for the past 20 years of our fucking lives. And it still isn't all that great. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bummer, man. That's a fucking bummer. That, like how can I sit here and play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and be like, wow, this fucking looks great, dude. This is fucking sick. This is so awesome. And then go and play Pokemon still, a game from my childhood, the same age that I would experience Final Fantasy, and be like, wow, this looks like dog shit. This looks so bad, dude. How in the world can we still say that? Pokemon makes 8, 9, 10 times more money than Square Enix does. How in the fuck is Pokemon still putting out subpar content, dude? How the fuck are they doing this to us? I don't understand it, man. Yeah, to me, it just goes to show they're beating their drum, they're doing their thing. I really am not convinced that they give a fuck about their game franchise anymore. I really don't.
Yeah. It's really disappointing to me. I couldn't play through all of Scarlet. I think I only did 2 gyms, and then I gave up because I got to like that desert area in the game, like the first time you get to the desert area, and it was so framey and so like unfinished and like falling through the map, and like Pokemon just like popping in and out too. It was just really disappointing. And like playing a game in early access like Power World, where it's all the same stuff, really, kind of for the most part, just kind of bare bones. And it is an early access game, but it's more fun, you know? Like they did a Pocket Monster game the way that we've always wanted it. I don't think we all visualize, shooting Pokemon with fucking AKs and,
I also certainly
handguns and
didn't
stuff like
necessarily
that.
imagine it being like a survival game either, but like
Yeah.
them sort of taking the bare bones mechanics of a Pokemon game and then just stacking a bunch of random bullshit on top of it. It worked for what it was, but even the bare bones stuff was still more fun, more smooth, more organized than Pokemon games have been recently. And what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like this random ass fucking indie game pulled that off, dude. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I just need to see the developers like care about the games they make and put work into it and not just fart stuff out, to like make a deadline. Like more developers need to work on their games and not announce the games till they are confident that it is going to run well. I feel like Fallout 4 isn't the most appreciated Fallout in the franchise. I still think it's a really good game personally. Just a lot of people were over, it's kind of the color palette at the time.
I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad.
Yeah.
It was just pretty much the same thing as Fallout 3.
Well, there's almost a lot more.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna go. Don't go there. Don't
Yeah,
fucking go there.
we're not gonna go that way right now.
So, look at the Pip-Boy that they used for fucking 5 games. Man.
So we're not gonna go there right now. But like, so like,
I fucking hate
the
you.
thing that I think they did correctly though is they didn't announce the game till like less than 6 months before release. And we see how this hurt them with Starfield, right? Announcing it way too early and then delaying it like a whole year, pretty much. But like, I Pokemon just needs to come out with quality games. The Pokemon company just needs to come out with quality games. They need to spend the time. They need to make sure things work correctly. Or if they don't work correctly, fix it. Scarlet's been out over a year, right? They haven't even patched its performance, like ever. It still runs like dog shit even after DLC coming out. And I know that because I've heard it from the man himself, Tim Geddes, on his podcast multiple times. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, they haven't, unfortunately. I don't think they ever will either. I think that they are just
it'll never get fixed. It's literally it will never get repaired. That game pretty consistently runs at 20 FPS in like some of its larger sections, and it's kind of embarrassing for Game Freak. It's the most unoptimized Pokemon game I've ever played, ever. I after watching the Pokemon Direct, my immediate thought, honestly, was I am so fucking glad they're not releasing shit in 2024. Take the fucking year off, Game Freak. Send some of your developers to some other studios, do some networking, get these guys on the up and up, and teach them optimization. The Pokemon art style and the aesthetic of the game hasn't changed for fucking years. We know what Pokemon looks like. Everybody knows what fucking Pokemon looks like. There is no excuse for any Pokemon game to run less than 30 frames per second. Less than 30 frames per second. Especially when 9 months later, freaking Tears of the Kingdom can come out and run with 0 performance problems. What is your issue, Game Freak?
Just years after Breath of the Wild came out and ran just fucking
no
fine.
Performance issues. That's embarrassing. Like, you guys know better. You guys have been developing these games for long enough that your transition to 2D to 3D should not have been disgustingly and messy as it has been. I love the concept of Pokemon Arceus, but like the only reason that game doesn't have the same performance issues that Scarlet doesn't is because they use dog shit textures for everything.
Yep.
They lowered the resolution and they lowered the texture because it was basically a test for what Scarlet and Violet ended up being, because that's Pokemon's MO. They use spin-offs to test mechanics. They take the shit that people like and they shove it into the next mainline game without ever having any regard for how it affects the mainline game's gameplay loop, which is what the problem is. Like, complacency is Game Freak and Pokemon's biggest enemy right now. Like, because I'm with you, Ernell. Like, I have not been under the impression that they have given a shit about their Pokemon games in a long time.
Yeah.
In a long time.
They haven't had any reason to. You know what I mean? Like, they've had zero excuse to really honestly invest into like trying to make their games gameable, if you will. They haven't had to. They make billions upon billions of fucking dollars a year off the Pokemon IP. Why should they give a shit about the games? You know what I mean? Like, they can pump out, they just jerk off a fucking Pokemon game and people are gonna buy it. Like,
keep buying them. Well, and now they're getting away with bullshit DLC, like adding Pokemon to adding old Pokemon to the new games, like via the Poke. Like, fuck that. Like, they're literally like, I'm not paying an extra they're like, and the only reason you're paying for it is because it's got new Pokemon sprinkled into it as well. But at the end of the day, you're charged for a Pokemon you got access to for fucking free 3 generations ago. It's stupid.
Yeah, man.
All because games as a service is normal. And but for what? Like, what does DLC and expansion content even do for a Pokemon game from a gameplay loop standpoint? Especially when the end game of Pokemon is its competitive scene.
Yeah.
Nothing. Exactly. There's nothing. There's no benefit. There's zero benefit to the DLC format that they're currently going along with. Dude,
besides money, lining their pockets.
Besides lining their pockets, which is awful because their product was subpar as fuck. Dude, and the multiplayer mechanics are subpar as fuck. There's nothing good. There's nothing. Pokemon is offering nothing to their fan base right now. No, as far as their games are concerned, they are offering nothing to their fan base. Pokemon Arceus was the most excited I've ever been about a Pokemon game in years, just because it was conceptually so different than what we've seen in the past. Now we understand that we've got Pokemon Legends, because the Legends is the new spinoff, right? The new Legends game Z to A will be coming out in 2025. Am I going to buy it? Probably, because it's a spinoff game that interested me conceptually. But the next mainline Pokemon game, no, I'm not going to buy it. Like, generation, whatever the fuck we're on now, I can't even be bothered to memorize. Again, I'm right there with you with Ernell. I don't give a shit about the Pokedex being released. I used to actively look forward to Pokemon leaks. Like leaked Pokedex information and being able to delve into the new releases and all of the stuff and the evolutions and getting to introduce to the new starters. I don't care anymore. The spark is gone. And it's not because I don't love Pokemon. I do love Pokemon. It has everything to do with they're just not servicing their fan base at all.
Yeah.
No, I think the last Pokemon game, I actually liked the Let's Go games because it reminded me of the original 3
I loved
Pokemon
Let's Go.
game.
Let's Go was cool.
I played Let's Go Pikachu and I really liked Let's Go.
I loved the Pokeball. The Pokeball controller was so fucking cool.
Yeah, I didn't have the Pokeball controller, but I liked that I could lay in bed, with my Switch on my TV, and I could just use one controller. I could lay down and just use one controller to play. And I had the flick down so well, and
it was innovative.
I would like more Let's Go style Pokemon games, honestly. I would enjoy that a lot more. I really like the Omega Ruby remake that they did on the 3DS. That was a really good game for me. I like that. Even X and Y, those were pretty good too, I thought. Arceus, I probably played it for about an hour. Haven't played it since. And I probably put about solid like
I think I put
15,
60. I
18
think I put
hours.
60 hours into Arceus.
Yeah, I put about 15 to 20 hours because I really tried to power through it. If you remember when that game came out, I know you beat it really fast, and I got it, and I kept trying
I
to
did.
power
I
through it.
literally, if I didn't power through it, I would have never finished it.
Yeah, and you were trying to get me to do it too, and then I finally was just like, nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Just
I
can't.
literally beat the Elite Four and uninstalled the game.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Or I got to not the Elite Four or whatever the fuck that stupid ass boss fight at the end that made no sense.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I really think what the Pokemon Company needs to do, and Game Freak, they just need to take their time. If they need to delay the game, delay the game. Don't fall into pressure. Like, it just make it better. Just please make it a solid game. You could come out with Scarlet again, but just have it run at 30 frames per second and no texture popping or falling through the map, and I would actually probably play the
Jesus.
game. You know, but
It's
regardless of story.
It's a bummer because I really, no matter how much we say, like, you know, this could easily be fixed, I really don't think they're going to. I mean, to kind of like,
I don't think so either.
to kind of echo, like, you know, the point that Garrick was kind of making is that, like, not only do I don't think that they really care about their games anymore, they really just aren't offering anything anymore, and they're like seemingly okay with that. I mean, like, if we look at like the last Pokemon Presents that they did, right? They gave us Pokemon Cafe Remix. None of us gave a fuck about that. They're adding a legendary Pokemon to Pokemon Sleep. Okay. Pokemon Unite is getting
I
some
literally
new Pokemon.
Forgot that app existed already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
right?
forgot about it too.
They're adding some new Pokemon to Pokemon Unite. Like, sure, there's like a niche crowd for that. Like, absolutely. Pokemon Masters EX, cool. You know what I mean? Like, all right. Pokemon Go and Pokemon Horizons getting that like crossover ordeal. All right, sure. There's still people that play Pokemon Go. Pokemon Scarlet and
Horizons
Pokemon Violet.
is just like them trying to keep the anime franchise alive because they're done with Ash as a character now.
Literally. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet getting their, you know, 7-star Terra raid battles. Cool.
Who cares?
Still playing that. And then Pokemon trading card game Pocket, like them literally just trying to get like their piece of the Magic the Gathering pie. Because they also thought, they said, hey, Magic the Gathering is getting wildly popular because of their online play. Why don't we do that? So now they get their own online play for their own card game. Cool. And then that just very, I don't know, non-descriptive teaser trailer of Pokemon Legends Z to A that showed us absolutely nothing. Showed us absolutely fucking nothing. And expected us to get hyped for that. Like, come on, man. Like, they literally, they're just giving us fucking dog shit. And we are time and time again allowing us as consumers to just grovel and kiss their fucking boots over and over and over again. They don't give a shit, man. They're not going to fix this. They're not going to fix this. Like, we're going to be, this Nintendo Switch is going to be the next Nintendo is going to be so far past anything Pokemon is willing to do for their fucking video games. I cannot, for the fucking life of me, be convinced that they're actually going to stop and invest the energy and time into doing this the correct way. Like,
they get so scared that they just go back to 2D.
Honestly, I would be okay with it.
I think they would,
okay
dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice, we didn't get any gameplay for Legends Z to A. We didn't get a single drop of gameplay. We just got a 3D map of the city. That's it. That's all we got. And I think they're holding it off because they're trying really hard to see if they can get 3D working. But I bet you they might even be building a 2D gameplay at the same time to fall back on it because they know their games haven't been running well.
I can read this right now. I promise you. Okay, put this on the fucking record, boys.
Yeah.
This is my Devin prediction moment. Okay, are you guys ready? They're throwing away the open world map and they're now restricting us to an open world sandbox city. that's what it's going to be.
I'm okay with that. Give me sectors. Give me sectors like Destiny.
It's gonna be sectors like fucking Midgard and Final Fantasy, right? And that's gonna be their way of compensating. They said, "Wow, no, open world was way too fucking much. We're not gonna do it." So now we're just gonna put you in a huge fucking city that has 6 or 7 different areas that you can go to within that city, and then that's your sandbox. That's how we're gonna make sure that we can have
if that fucking runs.
If it actually runs, cool. But
and in my mainline games, just like how
because
they had it with the
Arceus
2Ds,
had sections. It was a sections map rather than being truly open world.
I was gonna say, like, just like in the mainline games, just give me my zones or my routes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Route 1, fine. Route 2. Like, just give me that and have that be the sandbox area. That's I've been playing my bedtime game lately on my Switch has been Final Fantasy 12. I've been playing through Final Fantasy 12 again, and that game is sandbox. It's a fucking fantastic game, actually.
I'm sorry.
Like, oh my, especially like Nintendo. Like, you as a company and Game Freak, you guys need to hear this. I need you to hear this.
Oh, okay.
It's okay to have load screens. It's okay. It's okay. I actually kind of miss load screens a little bit. Every once in a while, dude, because that was my texting break, my pee break, my snack break. It's the load screens. It's fine. Bring them back. It's okay to have load screens. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a load screen in a game, especially if you have a big fleshed out section in between those load screens. It's perfectly acceptable. Just don't be like Starfield, where it's a load screen every 10 seconds, because nobody wants that. Find the balance, right? Find the balance. But like, if your game needs to have load screens to run smoothly, that's fine. That's fine. Because that's not what we're there for. We're there for the turn-based combat of the Pokemon and the raising of the Pokemon. A 5-second load screen to make sure that like your game doesn't run at single-digit FPS, it's not asking a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Devin, you were gonna make a point about playing Final Fantasy before bed. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it is zones. It is sandbox zones in that game as well, in a lot of areas. So it's and they make it work really well. And that was a PS2 game. That game's fucking massive, and it looks pretty good. It holds up really well too. It fucking runs better than Scarlet and looks better.
Well, they do a very similar thing in Final Fantasy 16, where it's like it's technically an open, like all these different places, sort of like when you look at the map as a whole, they all like connect to each other, and you don't really like realize that until you've kind of like been like, to all the places. But they could do something like that where it's like, it's, not necessarily open world, but like you have all these different places that you can go to that connect to ultimately kind of create this huge, massive sandbox that is almost open world, and you can go to all these places whenever you want to, all these things like that, without sacrificing the integrity of the game itself. You know what I mean? And like, and if that's the thing that's holding Pokemon back, I still don't think it's a fucking excuse. Why, Devin? Why, you may ask? Like we said earlier, we saw Legend of Zelda do it twice in the same console era. Twice. How, like, they ported The Witcher 3 on the Switch, dog. You
can play Skyrim on the Switch. And it's so fucking fun on the Switch. You know how sick it is when you're over at your family's house and everything just starts getting really boring, and I'm just like, Skyrim.
What I mean? Optimize your shit, Game Freak. Do better.
It's just, God, man, it's fucking embarrassing, dude. Embarrassing.
Yeah. Pokemon Company, Game Freak, please do better. Nintendo, if you don't see them doing better, fucking do something about it. Make it a good game. Make it a good game. You got Miyamoto always talking about how he will always delay a game to make it a better game rather than cancel it or anything like that. And he doesn't believe in canceling games. Well, fucking put your foot down, Miyamoto, and make sure it's a good fucking game. Because the Mario games are great. The Zelda games are great. Almost everything else that comes out from mainline Nintendo runs exceptionally well for the console. Exceptionally well.
Yep.
Why not Pokemon? That is like your biggest IP on the platform. It's insane. But yeah, I feel like we've all gotten our grievances out of the way here with the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, and I think it's time for you guys to let us know what you feel about the state of the Pokemon franchise, and you can let us know down in the comments here, whether you're listening to YouTube or if you are listening to the audio version of this. Come on over to our Discord, and you can talk about it in there with us as well. But we're going to get onto our schedule for the rest of the week. Wednesdays, we never have content anymore. Shameless plug, check me out. I'll be streaming tomorrow night.
Jesus Christ.
Don't know what I'm playing yet, but I have been playing a lot of Halo Infinite because they released ranked mode for SWAT, and I have been getting sweaty in that.
I'm sorry.
Ernell, I think you should play that with me. I know you like
game.
I know you like to play SWAT. I know
Bad
that
game.
was your jam.
Yeah, it was.
It's a great game.
It used to
great
be
game.
when it was a good game. Yeah.
Dude, it's a great game. It's still sitting at a solid like 80 something, I think, right now. You should play it. You should play it.
Bad game. Bad game.
Oh my god.
Stop.
Continue, sir.
Yeah. Anyways, that'll be at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. Check me out, Brevin the Dude.
That's not on our schedule, by the way, guys. Continue.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's why I said shameless plug. It's okay. Thursday, we're doing another Splash Damage stream where Ernell is going to be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I will be joining him.
You gonna sit in with me?
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm out of everybody here. I'm probably the biggest Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Who else?
Yeah. I have yet to play this game at all. I don't have a PS5. I did see a bunch of articles, though, saying that Sony actually only has a 3-month exclusivity for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So we could, and that ends in May. So we could be seeing an announcement about that coming to PC sooner than we think, which would be really fucking cool, actually.
In the meantime, I'll be playing it first.
That's fine. Guess what? I'll be playing it and it'll look better.
Okay. All right. For sure, man. Enjoy click clacking fucking turn-based combat on your fucking keyboard, you fucking loser.
I mean, you know what?
Fucking
I will enjoy
nerd.
I will be enjoying playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on an Xbox controller, just like I played Intergrade.
Jesus,
That's how I played
man.
Intergrade too.
Yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy that PlayStation game without the adaptive triggers.
I don't need the adaptive triggers to enjoy a good story.
You're saying that now until you put it in your
just say
hands.
that because you don't have them.
I could just buy a PS5 controller and hook it up to my PC.
You could
I
do
could
it.
just do that.
You could do it.
Just because I haven't needed to.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Starfield controller to play a Final Fantasy.
What do we have on Friday, Devin?
On Friday, we have another episode of 20,000 Films Under the Sea, and we are going to be reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender. So Ernell does not get to play Final Fantasy VII until stream, and he has to watch Avatar.
I'm juggling like three different things right now. I actually have started Avatar. I haven't 100% finished it yet because I am not very happy with it, to be completely honest with you. We'll get to that though on Friday.
We're gonna talk about it on Friday.
We'll talk about it on Friday. Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, but I will finish it though. I will also, if we have time to, I'd like to do a review of Shogun when we get there on Friday. But
is it finished yet? I just started it yesterday.
I don't know.
It's episodic. It's not a movie.
I think they've done two episodes so far.
Yeah, I think the third one comes out today or tomorrow. I don't know how long the series is. We will review that though when it is finished because it is great.
It will be 10 episodes.
There are 5 so far. No, wait.
Yeah.
There's going to be 5. There's going to be 5, and they're splitting the season, I think.
There will be a mid-season.
Yeah,
okay. So we'll do a mid-season review, and then we'll do a That's in due time. But yeah, please hang out with us this Friday. If you have, actually, it doesn't matter if you have or not. If you've, I assume everybody's watched the animated show by this point, so definitely hang out with us on Friday and see how that review goes.
I haven't.
Yeah, you've never watched the
That's
animated
good.
show?
I think
No.
that's okay. I think that brings a unique perspective.
Yep. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Trash show, dude.
Okay.
Trash animated show.
Oh my god. Enough of Vernell's bullshit, because this is Good Kraken's Death Ratio, your choice for all the nerdy video game news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you liked what you heard, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services wherever you like to watch or listen. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Death Ratio and leaving a review there. We have to go, but until next time,
It's an all game.
fuck you, Ernell. Fuck you, Ernell.
Halo Infinite. Bad game. Bad game. Trash game, dude. Bye, guys.